as a golfer, have you ever wanted to be able to shape your golf shots from right to left and left to right? And if people always told you, hey, you can't do that, it's super difficult and complicated. Well, I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Todd Kolb Golf Academy. And today I'm going to show you how you, yes, even you, can shape your golf shots any direction with a couple simple tips. Now, before we start to dive into how we actually shape the golf ball from right to left or left to right, we need to first of all understand what creates curve in a golf shot. Now, we've done a lot of videos on fixing the slice and even what a hook in golf is. And if you haven't checked those out, I would strongly suggest, if you want more in-depth information on those topics, that you dive into those a little bit and take a look at them, because we've got some really good information there. Now, what creates curve in a golf ball? Well, you basically got two things here. You've got the club face, where the club face is pointed, and then you've also got what we call the path, or the direction that the club is traveling at the moment of impact. It's a simple equation. Where's the club face pointed? What direction is the club traveling at the moment of impact? Now, when we can create some difference between those two, we start to create curve in the golf ball. So if I'm swinging the club to the right 5 degrees for sake of discussion, and the club face is only 2 degrees to the right, I've got 5 to the right with one, which is the path. I've got 2 to the right with the other one, which is the face. The difference between those two is roughly 3 degrees. I'm going to create, in that particular situation, a nice draw. On the flip side, if I've got a path that's going to the left of the target 5 degrees, and the club face is only 2 degrees to the left, once again, I've got a difference of about 3 degrees, but on the opposite side, so I'm going to create a different type of shot, i.e. a fade or a slice. So once we understand that what really creates curve in the golf ball, assuming we've hit it in the center of the face, is the difference between the path and the face, now we've got some things that we can work with. So let's dive into how you can do that. Even as a weekend golfer, you can actually shape your golf shots. Now, as I go through this here, if you got any questions, like I said earlier, be sure to leave them in the comments below. I do my best to answer all of them whenever I can. I'm pretty good about that, quite honestly. And then also be sure to follow us on Twitter and our Instagram page, on our US Golf TV, or me personally also. We've got both of those out there. So let's get into the tips. So here's what I want to do. Let's say you want to draw the golf ball. I've got my system set up here so we can actually track it a little bit here today. And I just hit one little warm-up shot at a nice little draw out there. But let's talk about the first suggestion. So I want to hit a nice draw. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your feet and your hips and your body, and assuming you're a right-handed golfer, I want you to aim them slightly to the right of the target. Maybe, I don't know, 8, 10 degrees, something like that. So I got my feet here. This is perfectly square to my target. All right. I'm going to move them slightly to the right. I'm going to take my club face and make sure that my club face stays perfectly square to my target line. So my club face is still pointing at my target, but my feet, my hips, and my shoulders are aimed slightly to the right. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that, see if I can pull it off. So my feet are about 10 degrees to the right. My club face is still pointed at the target. And I'm going to make my normal swing. Felt pretty solid. I'm going to take a look, see what type of numbers I got here. We're going to talk about that path and that face. Now notice there, I didn't say to do anything different with your normal golf swing. Just change the aim and the face a little bit. Okay, yeah, so I've got a path on that particular one that is 9 degrees to the right. Let's remember that, 9 degrees to the right. Let me take a look and let's see what our face was on that particular one. Okay, this is perfect. So we've got a path that was 9 degrees to the right, almost 10 degrees, 9.7. We've got a face that was 6 degrees, 9.7, 6, difference of about a little over 3, almost 4. Ball started to the right and actually drew a little bit. Didn't change my swing. I simply changed my aim and I kept the club face relatively square to my target line. Okay? So let's see if we can do the opposite. And you can kind of probably guess already where we're going with this. I know it sounds almost too simple, but it works. I'm telling you, it works. All right, so here's my straight line to my target. I'm going to take my feet this time, my body, my hips. I'm going to aim them roughly 10 degrees to the left of the target. I'm going to try to keep my club face perfectly square or pointed at the target. And I'm going to do my best to make the same swing that I normally make. And let's see what we get. Felt pretty solid in the center of the face. Checking out my system here, seeing what we got. All right, so here, let's see what we got. All right, so this is good. All right, oh, this is fantastic. We've got a path. This is interesting. It falls right into place here. Some days things fall into place, some days they don't. Today they are. All right, we've got a path there that it is 9 degrees to the left. We've got a face that is almost dead square. Okay, so let's think about that. I got that path going to the left. I've got about 9 degrees. I've got a face that's about 1 degree left is all, a little less than that. The difference there is pretty significant. And I've got a little bit of a fade curve to the golf ball. All right, so let's kind of recap this again because that's a lot of information to digest. And if you got questions, like I said earlier, be sure to leave them in the comments below because this can be a little overwhelming. Or if you want more in-depth information about the slice or the hook, be sure to check out our other videos and our other articles that we've done on that. So let's do a review. Here's what we know. What creates curve in the golf ball is the difference between the club face and the path. So if I want to be able to shape my golf shots, which is what we're talking about, the ability to, on command, shape your golf shots, I have to be able to control those two sides of the equation. So if I want to draw the golf ball for a right-handed golfer, I'm going to simply aim my feet, my hips, my shoulders 8-10 degrees to the right. I'm going to keep my club face perfectly square to the target. I'm going to make my normal golf swing. Odds are you're going to get some shape to the golf shot, hopefully a little bit of a draw. On the opposite, if I want to fade the golf ball, I'm going to shift what we call my baseline to the left a little bit, 8-9 degrees, keep the club face pointed at the target, make my same normal golf swing, and once again I should get the opposite type of shot. So anybody can shape your golf shots. All right, anybody can do that if you understand these couple basic concepts. So hopefully this helps create some clarity for you in terms of how you actually do that. And as always, we want to hear from you. Maybe you disagree with what we're saying. That's okay. We like that. We welcome that too. We like the dialogue to go back and forth. Maybe you can teach me a couple things too. I can always learn something. So hopefully this helps you out a little bit. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to our channel because we got more great information coming out on a regular basis. That's right. The club is traveling at the moment of impact. Sorry. I don't know about that camera there. Recreate, and you're trying to, it's better to just try to get clean runs out of it.